What's up, guys? Welcome to the MX Locker YouTube channel, the marketplace for motocross. You can buy and sell a bunch of used and new MX parts on their website. And today we're sort of doing a review video on this beautiful machine right here. We got a brand new Stark Varg electric motorcycle. Utilizes a lot of parts from the KTM, so super reliable and just a really cool and somewhat controversial bike, honestly. A lot of people want to know about this bike, so we brought it out here to the beautiful Cahuilla Creek. It's a little windy, but we're gonna ride this thing and break it down for you. We're gonna do some horsepower testing, kind of try out all the different modes and see if horsepower actually makes you faster or maybe it makes you a little bit slower. But yeah, to start things off, I've ridden some Starks in the past, but never one that's bone stock. I would just kind of hop on a buddy's and ride their setting and whatever. But MX Locker just brought this brand new Stark Varg, literally rolled off the showroom floor. We put some Dunlop tires on it and some chrome SKDA graphics, and that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna be the first one to ride this thing. So I'm gonna take you guys through the whole intro, breaking it down, breaking in a brand new Stark Varg, and just giving you guys my first impressions. And we're gonna torture test this thing. See just how fast we can go on it, how big of whips we can throw on it, and yeah, we're just gonna have a good time today. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We're gonna rip this thing. So before we hit the track, we'll give you guys a quick rundown of this thing, starting off with the heart and soul of this beast, the electric engine with the capability to go all the way up to 80 horsepower, which, you know me being a professional motocross racer, we are gonna be trying that out. But the really cool part about this is the adjustability on it. So no matter what skill level, you can really tune it into whatever kind of a horsepower range you want. And as you get better, you can increase or decrease depending on what track you're on, or maybe you're riding in the woods and you wanna dial it down. And so that's where this comes in handy. So coolest part about this is the phone that comes with the bike. As you can see here, you hit the modes app here, takes you into mode 1. You can adjust the power over on the left side. You can go all the way down to 10 horsepower, all the way up to 80 horsepower, which is absolutely ridiculous. And then you also have regenerative braking, which in common terms, that's sort of like engine braking, but the more regenerative braking you have, the more it uses the heat that's given off by the brakes to actually charge the engine while you're out there. So the more engine braking you have, the more power you're going to conserve as well. So that's mode 1. You can put that on 40. Down here, we can put mode 2 on, let's say 50, and all the way down through the modes to mode 5. Once you have that locked in, you go back. So then when you're in the normal riding mode, you use the buttons over here to go between modes 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you can do it on the fly. As you can see, we're in mode 2 here. Hit the up button, we're in mode 3, and so on all the way up to the max output. So obviously that's super useful. You can have a wide range of horsepowers, and if you're out on the track and you just decide it's a little too much pep, you're getting some wheel spin, you can quickly hit that down button and reduce the horsepower a little bit. Or on the flip side, if you're on a deep sand track and you feel like you need a little bit more to get over some of the jumps, quick press of the button and you got some more horsepower right at your fingertips, which is really awesome. Other than that, it's pretty much just like a normal dirt bike. It's got 2 wheels, good suspension, the seat, everything you would expect. When you're sitting on it, it feels just like a dirt bike, except for the fact that obviously we're missing a big piece of the puzzle, which is a clutch lever. There's nothing on the left side of the handlebar, and previously when I've ridden these things, it is a little bit weird and takes some time to get used to not having that clutch lever. You'll probably see me reach for it a couple times out on the track, and of course, no shift lever either. We have the optional rear brake where it would be on a standard bike, but you can get a modification for a rear brake left lever, which could be really cool. I definitely want to try that out eventually, but we figured for round 1, we're just going to ride this thing in very stock trim. But you guys will have to let us know if that's something you want us to try, and maybe we can make another video with the left lever rear brake. Could be pretty cool. Other than that, it's got KTM wheels, KTM Brembo brakes. The parts on this thing are really high quality, and I'm super excited to get out there and rip. So what do you say we gear up and get this thing out on the track? All right, sick. First session out. We're gonna keep things modest here, like maybe 45, 50 horsepower. So just to warm up on the track. I don't really know where I'm going. Haven't ridden a Varg in a little while. So yeah, we're gonna put it on, let's do 45 and we'll go from there. Maybe we'll bump it up, but just a couple lap warm up here, and then we'll go ahead and do the horsepower comparison. Yeah, let's go see how this thing rips. Feels like a dirt bike though, first impressions. That is so insane. I'll never get used to that feeling. It's crazy. Love that, dude. I'm gonna have to wear the earplugs for sure though, because like you don't realize how much of the noise comes from the ground and the mud like kicking up and hitting the fenders, and the wind, dude. The wind is absolutely drowning out everything that I can hear. But super cool. Like, yeah, you don't realize all the little sounds like the chain slap and just the tires on the ground. Like, it almost made me paranoid. Like, I thought stuff was going wrong the whole time, like stuff was coming loose. I'm like, my tires don't normally make that much noise. But super cool first impression. Started off in 45, bumped it up to 50, and even that felt a little bit slow. Obviously, normally I'm on a 450. Out here, track is super wide open, some pretty big jumps. Probably saw me case the crap out of that step up second lap. The wind is going like 50 miles an hour into a headwind on all the big jumps, so I'm gonna have to bump it up to 80 horsepower to get some of those. But first impressions are good, dude. We didn't even set the sag, didn't rotate the bars or anything, just went out there and sent it, and super comfortable. So first session, what I do, maybe one warm up and 2 or 3 hot laps. Like I said, between 45 and 50 horsepower. I'm a pro rider. I'm obviously a little bit taller and heavier than most riders, so down to 77%. So we're gonna have to jump right into this horsepower battle to make sure that we have enough power for that. But yeah, 77%, I'm a little bit surprised to see that. It seems like it's draining a little bit quicker than I thought it would, being that this isn't really a deep, like sandy track. So we're gonna keep an eye on that and update you guys as to the battery percentage throughout the day. But yeah, 3 laps out here at Cahuilla, pretty long track, 77%. So we're gonna head back and yeah, we'll keep an eye on that today. Probably craziest thing I noticed, and this, like, I noticed it last time I rode one of these too, is the first time you like hit a little kicker on a jump and you get on the gas in the air, you feel like you could do a backflip. Because it's like you're in, 5th gear the whole time. Normally if you panic rev and you're in 3rd gear, you top out the gear, so it doesn't have that same gyro effect. But on this thing, it's like you shift to 5th gear and then hold it wide open. You just, whoo. Takes a little while to get used to. Other things I noticed, having that lower center of gravity with the heavy battery way down low makes it feel like it sticks to those flat corners so well. Like, I would say as a rider in general, that's one of my weaknesses is flat corners, like getting enough weight on the front end, because I kind of like to ride on the back a little bit. So my front end always wants to like tuck and wash on me. Every time I've ridden a Stark, it feels like it is just gripped to the ground so good. So out here where there's no ruts, Stark is sick. But yeah, session 2, let's go get it. All right, so we're doing 5 lap time battle. Just for fun, we're gonna set the outer zones to the maximum that they'll go. So mode 1, 10 horsepower. You think we'll make it up some of those hills? I'm not even sure, but we're doing it. Regenerative braking, I'm gonna set it to 50 for all of them. Mode 2, I wanna do like similar to a 125, which I think has between like 30 and 35 horsepower. So we'll put it at 33, somewhere right in the middle, put that back to 50. I want to do like a standard 250F, so I feel like 45 is kind of like a lightly modded 250F, so that's good for that one. Put that to 50. Mode 4, stock 450, which is around like high 50s. We'll go 58. And then for the Holy Grail, mode 5, max horsepower, 50% regenerative braking, and we'll go ahead and give that a go. So I'm gonna start timing when I jump the finish line, and each lap over the finish line, I'm just gonna click it up into the next gear. So I'm not gonna stop. The track will be exactly the same. It's not like we're gonna come back in and take a break and then go out there. So it'll be as accurate as possible, and we'll go see if the horsepower makes a big difference or not. All right, here we are. We're in 10 horsepower. I gave it a little rip here in the pits. I might make an audible and boost it up to like 20 horsepower. That was pretty laughable. I'm not even sure I'd make it up some of these hills. So I'm gonna do that real quick. And then we're gonna jump into this lap time battle. As I said, every lap over the finish line, I'm gonna click it up into the next mode and then just let the thing eat. We'll take 5 lap times and we'll see the results, and we will meet you guys back here in a minute. All right, 20 horsepower. This is so slow. I don't think I'm gonna be able to clear the jumps in 20 horsepower, so just bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna do my best. And then we'll test out going up a gear. Yep, okay, 2, 3, you guys can see that. Okay, beautiful. So 20 horsepower. Oh. Yeah, there's no way I'm clearing this. Oh. We need more. Okay, on the downhill, she ripped. Yeah, no chance to do that. Come on, baby, let's go. Oh, we got the step on, step off, no problem. All right, we're bumping up. Mode 2. Okay, a little spicy. Nope. The 125 mode is a little faster. Might be able to dribble this? Yeah. Oh yeah, no problem. Alright, mode 3. Definitely faster. Nope. 250 outside. Oh, way faster. I think we can feel it. Come on, baby, let's go. Yes, sir. All right. It's about 450 time. I think we're clearing this for the first time. 450 time, let's go, baby. Oh, yeah. We're doubling things. It's a good sign. Quad, baby. This feels like a lot. And we have 20 more horsepower to go. Oh. Stupid. Woo-hoo! Oh, dude. Nope. Well, one trip to the ER later, things did not exactly pan out how we would have thought. The Cali trip might be coming to an end sooner than we had hoped for here. But yeah, overall impressions, the bike is sick. Every time I get on a Varg, I always love it. And like, they handle great, the power's awesome, the tunability. Nothing about the bike was to blame for that. Just came together with another rider in the air, unfortunately, who didn't hear that I was behind him, which I guess if we're doing a true Stark review, we have to bring up that that is a potential risk when you ride one of these, that you're used to people hearing you coming up behind them, and when you're on an electric bike like this, absolutely silent, you are going to run into some issues where you just need to be aware that other people don't know exactly where you're at. So, I tried to even give a little bit of noise verbally, but 450s are so loud, he just didn't hear me, and yeah, that's all she wrote. But yeah, the bike itself, amazing. I'm gonna get one as soon as I can and make a ton of content on these because I just love them. I think the future is bright if we're going electric. Battery life and sound, I guess, are the only two negatives. Everything else is awesome. But so we said we were gonna comment on the battery life. I did, I think, a warm-up lap, 3 laps for the first time out, and then obviously the 4.5 laps that I got for the horsepower challenge. And we are down to about 45% or so on the battery. Obviously, I'm a pretty tall guy, a little heavier than some people who might be racing this, and I'm a pro rider, so I'm on the gas a little bit harder. Cahuilla is a really fast track, you're on the throttle a lot, so take that however you will. I've heard that people out in the woods get like an hour and a half on these things, so really depends on how you're gonna be riding, but just that's what we got out of it today. Big thank you to the MX Locker guys for letting me rip this thing. Unfortunately, it didn't end how we would have hoped, but we'll get this thing plated up. We'll be back here in January and we'll get some redemption. But yeah, thank you guys very much for tuning into this video. We'll catch you in the next one. Later, guys.